Guys, if you like making money, which I know you do not want to miss this one. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that, wow, I love talking about this, guys, because this is really what makes you money, and that is skill sets. Something I mention all the time. Almost every episode I do, we're talking about skill sets. Today, we're going to cover the top 5 skill sets that you should be focused on right now if you want to make a lot of money in 2024. But before we get into today's episode, I wanted to get this announcement out of the way. Remember, we are, what, 6-7 episodes away from our next series, which is going to be episodes 140 to 150. Guys, we're going to be downstreaming 10 houses together. Guys, this is going to be epic because you guys are going to get to see exactly how I make my house mix, and then you're going to see the Mr. Bubbles house washing system in motion, from the moment we show up to what we do and how we connect to the water supply, the 5 rounds, the entire system. So make sure you stay tuned into that, because like my goal for that series, guys, is that by the end of that series, man, you're going to be locked in. You're going to be super confident to be able to go out there and knock out some of these some of these awesome jobs. Because, guys, like 80% of the overall revenue here at the Mr. Bubbles company comes from downstreaming. Downstreaming and concrete cleaning. That's what I recommend a lot for you guys. Most of our money, like I said, 80% of our money comes from those 2 services right there. So make sure you stay locked in, glued into the Mr. Bubbles channel, because that's coming out within the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So, man, this one's going to be really good, and we're working really, really hard on this series, guys, to be able to not just make great content for you guys, but to actually give you guys some actionable steps that you're going to be able to, you know, to change in your company that's going to make a big difference in terms of your pocketbook, make you guys some money. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Like I said, we have 5 things that we're going to talk about. Now, I am doing a series. We are about 100 episodes away. It's something that I got brewing for you guys at the end of the summer. You know, I'm going to be doing this this series where we're going to do the 12 skill sets, okay? And this is what I'm talking about. Now, these skill sets, I have them in a PDF format with like a little breakdown showing you guys like a synopsis of what to do. If you want that, go ahead and email me and I'll send that to you. These 5 are on there. They're 5 of the 12. So, but like I said, for the purposes of this video, we're going to do like a little, you know, I'm going to give you guys some pointers on each one, tips and tricks on each one. But like I said, I'm going to do a more in-depth analysis and everything and breakdown of this stuff for you guys in a later episodes. It's going to be one of the series that I got coming out. So let's go ahead and jump in or dive right into it. Number 1 that I got on my list is marketing and branding. Wow, guys, I mean, I don't know here in the Mr. Bubbles channel that we talk about anything more than marketing and branding. Like, I feel like almost every single episode I bring that up because, you know, getting customers is the lifeblood of your business, so it makes sense. And guess what, guys? Like, everyone that I talk to, you know, I talk to about 300-400 of you guys email me every month, but I talk to a lot of people throughout the country. It's the number 1 thing, guys, that everyone, not just you, everyone struggles in this department. That is the how to get more pressure washing jobs department. So let's go ahead and dive into this. I got a couple things on this one for you. So here's the thing that I've been noticing, guys. A lot of you guys are making the mistake of only relying on online marketing of some kind. Like, for example, a lot of you guys email me and, you know, you want help with your Facebook ads and that sort of thing. Guys, those things do not work for new guys. They work for companies that are more established. So what I recommend for you guys is this. Develop a solid boots on the ground marketing strategy. For that, I recommend my 6x9 postcard. Again, I'll put up the picture up here for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Our 6x9 postcard, guys, is designed to pick you up, customers, and I will send you the design. You're welcome to copy it. That's the point of the Mr. Bubbles channel, is for you guys to copy success. So I will email this to you so you guys can copy that design. But, you know, what we're doing with these is we're doing what's called target marketing. Now, target marketing is where you go out and you look for the specific customer to your service. In this case here, you're going to target affluent neighborhoods, neighborhoods where the homes are $400,000 and up. And you're going to look for dirty homes in those neighborhoods, and you're going to walk up and put up one of these flyers. So, actionable steps here, guys. Actionable steps. You're going to make 1,000 of these a month. Now, that's going to run you around $200. You're going to literally drive around really nice neighborhoods. You're going to look for dirty homes. Again, guys, these homes, they're going to stand out like a sore thumb because they're going to be green. They're going to be black. You're just going to walk up. Do not put these things inside people's mailboxes because that's illegal. You're going to walk up, put it on a door. I have tons of videos here on my channel where I show you exactly how I do that. So, you know, actually the video before this one, you can go back if you haven't seen that one. The episode right before that one, at the very end, I do a little 5 rounds there. And that is called the 5 rounds. You guys want to make sure that you're passing out. Like I said, about 1,000 of these postcards a month is going to pick you up anywhere between 15 to 20 jobs a month if you do this correctly. So again, boots on the ground marketing. Next, one of the things that you're gonna need, because when we're talking about branding, remember this, guys. Marketing is what you do to get a customer, the physical action. Like putting out a yard sign, for example, or passing out your postcards. But branding is the thing that you do to build your reputation in a marketplace. So you want to make sure that you have professional looking uniforms, that you're looking the part. If you're pulling up to people's houses and, you know, you're driving around, like, for example, you know, a soccer mom mobile, and you're pulling up in Crocs or flip-flops or something like that. Guys, I've seen and heard some horrible stories. You're not going to be able to pick up a lot of customers. Like, you got to play the part. You got to look the part if you want to play the part. So make sure that you're out there and you're presenting a professional image when you're doing these things. But, yeah, you want to target dirty homes. And then the other thing is, I just mentioned, you want to do about 100 yard signs a month. Now, I don't recommend doing yard signs the way that everybody does them. My yard signs is you want to make sure that you have your name, your website, your phone number on there. Do not, guys, let me repeat this. Do not put pricing of any kind on yard sign. Our yard signs, they just say, Mr. Bubbles Power Washing Services, phone number, website. That's it. No pricing of any kind, because you're basically trolling people when you're putting pricing on there, because, you know, every house has a different price, guys. You're not going to charge somebody, you know, a 2,000 square foot house the same as a 10,000 square foot house. So you want to be putting out about 100 yard signs a month. And the way we do our yard signs is we put them in the yards of homes that we already did. That's the best way to maximize it right now, guys, because guess what? Guess what, guys? Right now, if you put out your yard sign in the main streets of the, you know, wherever your town is, those things are going to last a day or two. Your competitors are going to rip them right down. Your competitors, the county, HOA boards, they rip them right down. And there's just basically, well, you're spinning your wheels. You're basically throwing your money away when you're doing that. But when you put them on the lawn of a client that you already did their house, it's going to help you pick up other houses in the neighborhood. And no one is going to touch that. No one's going to take that away. It's going to stay there until you remove it or the client remove it. Let me tell you a quick story. We picked up a house in the neighborhood, one house from the 5 rounds that we did. Then we put a yard sign on that lawn. We ended up picking up 22 jobs in that one neighborhood because of that one lawn signs. So I highly recommend you guys do lawn signs, but readjust the way that you're doing your lawn signs. Next, I want you guys to wrap your tailgate of your truck. Now, to wrap an entire vehicle is like, depending on where you are in the country, it'll cost you anywhere between $2,500 to $4,000. So what I recommend you do first is wrap the tailgate. The tailgate of your truck is what people see when you are on the road. And then the other thing that I would do is I would just go to vistaprint.com, order a magnet for your door, because you gotta have, guys, you gotta have marketing on your vehicle. So again, you're gonna spend maybe 60, 70 bucks on the magnets for your door, and then the wrap of your tailgate, that's going to pick you up 3 to 5 customers per month, guys. Totally worth it. Imagine, guys, you're sitting at a light, somebody sees your marketing in the back of your tailgate there, and it gets you a $300-400 job. Well, one job pays for the cost of doing that marketing. And again, this is a passive form of marketing. Remember, active forms of marketing are things that you're constantly doing over and over again to get results, like door hangers, for example. But passive form of marketing is something where you invest your time, your energy, your effort, and money into once, but it keeps paying you results. Example of this, 8 years ago, one of my rigs, which is a enclosed trailer, we wrapped it 8 years ago, guys. 8 years ago. But I'm still getting customers from that wrap today, 8 years later. So that's a great example of a passive form of marketing. And then the last thing I'm going to say about marketing is this. The one paid form of marketing that I would do if I was you guys is Nextdoor app. You want to be on there because it helps with marketing, meaning getting you customers, but it also helps you build your brand, build your name and your reputation in the marketplace. So let's make sure, guys, that you're mastering these basics, right? You got boots on the ground marketing, you got professional looking image, you're doing yard signs, you have a wrapped tailgate, and then you're also maximizing the full potential of the Nextdoor app. I promise you guys, if you basically, well, let's put it this way. If you master those basics first, maximize that, you're going to get to about 20 to 30 jobs a month. Guys, depending on, your pricing and all that, you're going to be in that, $8,000 to $12,000 a month range. That's going to give you a really good financial solid foundation, and then you can start investing in your Facebooks and your Yelps and all that. But first, I want you to really master the basics. Moving on to number 2 on our list. Okay, from marketing and branding, now we're going to be talking about sales. Remember, guys, we're talking about different skill sets that you need, and we're focusing on the top 5 to give you guys like a really solid target. First, for you guys to be able to say, hey, let me knock these out first before we get to our series when we're going to talk about the other 7. Okay, but these are like the ones that are most important in terms of making you money right away. So talking about sales, when we're talking about sales, we're specifically talking about door-to-door, or what I like to call face-to-face marketing. Now, here's the deal. You have residential and you have commercial. And what I want you guys to do is, if you email me, I will send you my sales pitch. I want you guys to practice that sales pitch in the mirror. Practice it with your wife, your girlfriend, or your partner. And just practice it. Get out there and practice it as well. You want to do about 100 residential sales pitches a month and 100 commercial sales pitches a month. This is going to give you the experience that you need to be able to go out there and do a great job with sales. I'm going to give you the breakdown, and it's this. Now, let me before I break this down for you, let me tell you this. So we talked about marketing and branding, and now we're talking about sales, right? All of these things I covered in great detail in my marketing series, which is episodes 51 through 59. So if you have not seen that yet, after you watch this video, I suggest you go into our library and you research that out, and you really, guys, do a deep dive into that. Take notes, and I promise you, if you do everything that is on that in those episodes, man, you're going to have great success. Like, for example, in episode 56 of that series, we talked about how to optimize your Google My Business. Guys, no one can run a business in this current age without having a Google My Business, and it needs to be optimized correctly. In that episode 56, I do a breakdown, step-by-step tutorial of how to do that. So make sure you guys go back and you watch that, you study it, and then you apply the things that I teach you in there. But I'm bringing up sales here because in that series, it was episode 51. We talked specifically about sales. Maybe it was episode 52, but the bottom line is we covered this in great detail in that series. So make sure you watch that. But in essence, a sales pitch has 5 parts. So the anatomy of a sales pitch is introduction, short story, presentation, close, and then what's called the upselling. So make sure that you get with me and you email me, because I'll send you the sales pitch, which is already broken down like that, and then you just go out there and you practice it. But I'm going to tell you guys this. So the golden rule of selling, guys, is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Let me repeat that. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when I go quote jobs, I'm not like bombarding people with the pricing. No, I build relationships with people. Remember, people want to see that you care about their property. So I'm always talking to people about, their dog, or like recently, man, I went to go quote this job, and the guy had a black pit. It was a pit and lab mix. What a beautiful dog. The dog's name is Boomer. What a great dog. Guys, I spent like 5 minutes playing with Boomer before I even brought up pricing. Boom, sold a $1,800 job. Because remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Because at the end of the day, people will hire you because they know, they trust, or they like you. So you have to learn how to sell yourself to people. So remember that golden rule. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Because at the end of the day, guys, becoming a good salesperson, it's all about building relationships with people. That's all it is. And the more you practice that, the more you go out and you're authentic and you get your name out there. Because, guys, guess what? We're right now in a very down economy. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like the price of everything out there is redunculous. Like it's like $300 for a gallon of milk. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so, customers right now, they want to do business with people that they're reputable and they trust. So make sure that you get out there, you're practicing your sales pitch, you're putting your face out in front of people and shaking people's hands. And that's the bottom line. You got to make sure you go out there and you build those relationships. Now, before we get to number 3, I want to talk to you guys about my business in a box. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, your pricing PDF, your for example, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO. And the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300 This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos, so they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. All right, make sure you pick up your business in a box, guys. That's going to make a big difference for you and your business. Let's move on to number 3. So number 3 is, wow, something I talk a lot about on the Mr. Bubbles channel, customer service, guys. Here's the deal. You guys always ask me, one of the emails that I get the most on the Mr. Bubbles channel is, you know, what can I do that's going to differentiate me the most from my competition? And here is the answer to that question. Customer service. Exceptional customer service. Guys, like, customers are now accustomed to the fact that there's crappy customer service everywhere. No one right now has really good customer service, much less great customer service. This is where you can be that difference in your marketplace, because if you go out there and you're providing exceptional customer service to people, man, your prices can go up like that, because people will pay extra money for that, guys. Now, I did an episode, man, I can't remember. I want to say it was episode 98. Go ahead and research it out on the channel, guys. But I did an episode where we broke down the top 10 of customer service. But I'm going to give you the cliff notes. The cliff notes. The 4 things that I want you guys to focus on. Number 1, you got to make sure that you're answering the phone. Guys, this is a non-negotiable. Guess what, guys? Guess what? We live in a instant gratification type world. You guys remember back in the day, people used to call, and there was, I don't know if you guys are going to remember this. I think most of you guys are right around my age. But there used to be an answering machine that was like an actual machine, and it had cassette tapes in there, and you would record your out messages and stuff. But anyway, so people would actually call you if you had a business, and they would leave a message and then wait for you to call them back. But things don't happen that way anymore, guys. If they call you, if somebody needs to have their roof cleaned, and they call you, and you don't pick up the phone, that same instant they're calling somebody else. And if that person doesn't pick up the phone, bam, they're calling somebody else until somebody picks up the phone. That's how this works. So you need to make sure, number 1, you pick up the phone. Number 2, when you do pick up the phone and you talk to people, you need to make sure that you show up on time, whether you're going out to do an estimate or you're going out to do the job. Just make sure that you show up on time, because if you don't, it's disrespectful to people and it is very unprofessional. Number 3, guys, make sure that you're just polite to people. Be friendly. Like, I talked about this in one of the videos or one of the episodes, where last year we had to fire a technician because he got out there to this woman's house, which is a regular of ours. We've done her house, I think, 6-7 years in a row. And she had like those wicker chairs on her patio, on her deck. I mean, guys, wicker chairs and wicker furniture weighs basically nothing, right? So my crew gets out there, and she asked them if they could move it, and the technician was like, nope, they don't pay me to move furniture. That's not my job. You're going to have to do it. He was so rude to her. So rude. Instead of calling the office and figuring out what to do, he was just really rude to her. She was blown away by how rude he was. She called and complained. He got fired. We ended up doing the job for free for her. We sent a different crew out there. We took care of the customer. But the bottom line is, it is very, very, very difficult to run a company in this modern age and have success if you're not friendly to people. You need to make sure that you go out there and you're super, super helpful to people, and that you come off as like a really good person that is interested in them, and that, you know, remember the golden rule of selling, right? You go back to the same thing. But make sure that you're polite and courteous to people. I recently went to do an estimate, and when I pulled up, the trash company had just come through, so their cans, you know, their trash cans were at the end of the driveway. It was empty, and even before I knocked on their door, I took their cans up. And guess what? They noticed that. They said, "Oh, I appreciate you did that." Boom, I picked up a $899 job. Remember that, guys. Be friendly, be courteous to people, be helpful. And then finally, for customer services, you got to do quality work out there, guys. It does not matter if you show up on time and you answer your phone and you're a super, super awesome dude. But if you go out there and you're killing people's plants, you're messing up the car paint on their car, if you're doing a crappy job, guess what? They're not going to call you back the following year, and they're certainly are not going to recommend you to their neighbors, their friends, and their colleagues. So make sure you're going out there and you're doing quality work. And that, guys, I promise you, if you do all of these things in customer service, man, wow, you're going to not just pick up customers, but you're going to have a very successful company in a very short span of time, because you will absolutely separate yourself from your competition. As a matter of fact, you're going to become the white rabbit in your area. So I highly recommend that. Number 4 on our list, again, something we talked about. I've done, I don't even know how many videos where I've talked about this. Networking, guys. You need to make sure that you join different networking groups. Some of them you can find through Facebook, and then others you're going to find in the real world. One of the networking groups that I highly recommend you guys research out in your area is your Chamber of Commerce. Now, the great thing about Chamber of Commerce is they host, monthly events. I recently went to an event. It was at a restaurant. Our local mayor was there. You pass out your cards. You meet a bunch of people. Guys, I'll be honest with you. My business had hit like a plateau. For me, it was years 4, 5, and 6. I got to a point where, man, I ran into like a brick wall. It just could not grow my company, could not make more money. What really got me over the hump was networking, because in that time, I met so many people that were business owners, that were influential people in my area, politicians, all kinds of folks like property managers, real estate people. The bottom line, I cannot say enough. Guys, there's so many videos on my channel that you guys have seen that I picked up because of networking, whether through with other entrepreneurs or like an operations manager of another company that I met at a networking event. There's so many stories, and I could literally do a video, hours-long video, talking about different examples of how I picked up certain jobs because of networking. So, actionable step here. The first thing that I recommend you is you sign up for your local Chamber of Commerce. It's like $300-400 a year, but worth its weight in gold. Plus, especially if you're married, if you have a girlfriend, it gives you an opportunity for a date night, because their events are really awesome and they're usually really fancy, and you go out to these restaurants and you meet some fancy people and you get your name out there. Remember, guys, branding is what you do to build a reputation in the marketplace. Networking is not just going to help you get customers, but it's going to help you build your brand. Number 5 on my list, guys, you need to make sure that you're going out there and you're doing quality work. Now, a lot of this is going to come with experience, but I'm going to give you guys a great tip. So I put out an episode. It's 108. Guys, research that one out. Episode 108. In that episode, I did a complete breakdown of my house washing system. Now, there's 8 steps to that system. And if you guys notice, all of the concrete cleaning videos on my channel, all of them, I talk about my concrete cleaning system. And this is very important, guys. As a new guy, you need to focus on becoming an expert at one thing, two things maybe, before you move on to different things. I talk about this all the time on the channel. Master house washing, concrete cleaning first, before you tack on things like soft washing, roof cleaning, solar panel cleaning, whatever. So, you know, if you're going out there and you're washing 3-4 houses a day, throw in a couple driveways, guys, that's a $1,500, $2,000 day. Make sure that you follow a system. Now, I recommend you follow my system because you don't have a system yet. And then as you grow on this entrepreneur journey that you're on, you're going to be able to, within time, develop your own system. But start out with my system, because my system is something that I've developed and perfected through the 12 years that I've been doing this. So highly recommend that, guys, because without a system, you're not going to be able to reach the same level of quality from job to job to job. Like, imagine if I show up at a job and I say, oh, this job I'm going to do it this way. This one I'm not going to worry about plant protection. This job over here, I am going to worry about plant protection. Oh, this job over here, I'm going to hit it with a 6% mix. This job over here, I'm going to hit it with a 2% mix. That doesn't make any sense. If everything that you do at every house is different, your result is always going to be different. So you want to make sure you reach a certain level of quality out in the field, and that's why it becomes very important that you establish these systems out in the field. You guys, throughout the next year to 3 years of your life, you guys got to remember something. This channel, the Mr. Bubbles channel, is a trade school. No different than going to an actual trade school. And what I'm telling you is, in the next year to 2-3 years, I am going to give you guys a bunch of different systems that you guys will implement in your business. And then within time, as time goes on, you practice it, you perfect it, and you're going to get there. Because without the quality of the product out in the field, guys, everything else falls apart. The marketing, the branding, the sales, the customer service, none of those things are going to work if the service, the product that you're delivering to your customer is not top notch. And that's why, you know, I'm coming out with all of these series, guys, like the soft washing series, downstreaming series, concrete cleaning series, because I really want you guys to be able to be masters of your craft. So go out there and remember, guys, actionable steps, right? The actionable steps here with this this fifth skill is focus on mastering a few services first before you tack on a bunch of things. So focus on house washing, concrete cleaning, become a kung fu master at doing that before you add on services like gutter cleaning or roof cleaning and so forth. And I promise you guys, you know, if you focus on all of these things one at a time, mastering these skills, guys, these 5 skills that we talked about on this episode, man, if you guys work on being amazing at these 5 skills, it's going to bring you tons and tons and tons and tons of money. And there you have it. I really appreciate you guys coming to watch this video today. Man, wow, guys, we are brewing. Man, we are cooking up so many great things for you guys here on the Mr. Bubbles channel. We got a bunch of series that we got coming out. Of course, we just launched our Business in a Box for you guys. That's a great resource for you as well. Make sure you stay locked in, guys. Take notes with some of these episodes, because, man, these things will make a big difference for you out in the field in terms of actually helping you to make money. Oh, and by the way, make sure you tune into the next episode, because I am doing an easy peasy house wash. Guys, it's so rare for me to go out there just to do a house wash. Usually I'm going out there and I'm doing like big projects, you know. But man, yeah, I got an easy peasy 1,000 square foot house. Easy peasy one, guys. But it was a lot of plants and we had to wash there rinse off the plant. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. Make sure you click on to the next episode coming out in the next couple of days. But and then also make sure you email me for the sales pitch we talked about here on this episode, the sales pitch, and then also the marketing blueprint for new guys. That's what you need to focus on. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.